Hello, everybody, and welcome back for 385, episode 385. And I do check before every episode because, yeah, I've been doing them weekly, of course. So I've now been having to actually verify the episode. I do a guess, and I've been doing pretty good. I guess I should have a quick nap first before I get on with the preamble. The preamble ramble. God, I already got an episode name idea. Oh, look at that. I'm just gonna write that down. I write these down. It sounds like weird, but if it works, go with it. But yeah, Journey to the Farlands, back at it again. I think Wednesday might be the day. It's funnily enough probably my busiest day of the week, but there's nothing quite like a good old Journey to the Farlands stream to wrap a day up, especially one like today. Yeah, I had a lot of technical difficulties. Oh my word. Getting into the stream. It wasn't my journey instance, luckily. My journey instance was pretty good. Nothing apparently going the wrong way. Nothing apparently going wrong. Apart from my direction. But yeah, I realized that my audio wasn't right because I had a deck plugged in, a cassette deck, and I've been doing a bunch of recording and stuff for cassettes. So I realized that probably threw off my computer a bit with the audio settings and things. Well, I don't know if it did, but I meant like configuration is what I mean. Probably threw off the configuration, so I'll have to remember to connect my mic. And I usually do a bit of a sound test beforehand anyway, but there is whatever that episode was, the silent movie or whatever, silent film or whatever, that was actually just me forgetting about my mic. And I just was going on, and I just realized that there was no volume. And I had muted myself, and I'd been muted for like a good chunk of the stream, which is great. Because it's very one-sided, of course, in Journey. So I just kind of go on, and I forget to check sometimes. But I'm usually pretty good about that most oftentimes. Yeah, and then my other kind of thing was my capture for Journey. Not just the audio, it was the capture as well, which I had changed. I forget when I change, I guess on one of my OBS presets or whatever I have, it must be whenever I change the game, like the display. Because I had it set to display Subnautica, and yeah, I'm not playing Subnautica tonight. Like, those are kind of, I guess, the two main talking points for today's episode. Those are the two things, I guess. It kind of nicely wraps things up. And speaking of things getting wrapped up, I'm not in midterm mode anymore, so yay for me. Doesn't mean that journey's gonna be any more frequent, but just more time to just take a breather, get some sleep. Well, I mean, I was getting sleep then as well, but there's something good about just being able to rest and not having to worry about exams or that kind of thing. I'm over with them, and at least until December. I think that's when the finals are, and then after that, Journey back on the menu. Fair game. But yeah, what do I want to talk about first? Well, not much actually. I don't got much on the menu. Like I said, I just had the two things that I wanted to say or talk about for discussion. I usually would have like a crazy amount of stuff to get me through the episode, but I guess it's not necessarily true. If this is gonna be a half-hour episode, then I'm good. I think I'll do probably about a half hour today, depending on how good the conversation is. If I've vibing really well, then I'll just keep going. But if not, I'm just gonna go to bed. Better to go to bed early than stay up late with pointless rambling. But yeah, Subnautica. That is probably the most non-journey thing on the channel right now. Non-Minecraft. I've been playing Subnautica. It's kind of a weird story. I've probably talked about it a little bit on the channel already, but I guess I can make that a whole conversation in the episode anyway. I'm sure most people probably don't really know about my Subnautica stuff, so I started a playthrough, I think a month or two ago now. It was a good while ago. Is this a spawner perchance? I don't know. Do I want to really check? It kind of gives me spawner vibe, but I don't. But yeah, I was doing a Subnautica playthrough on my own, and me and Devin, my best friend Devin, have been trying to do some kind of series together, and now we have Satisfactory, which I think we're gonna get back to this weekend. Since I'm out of exam period, I can actually, and like a study week and all that, I can actually do a Satisfactory stream again. So that'll be cool. Me and Devin I asked Devin about it because usually he's always the one who's like, oh, we should, play this. It's been a while. And he hadn't really talked about it. And I'm like, oh, we should do this. And he's like, yeah, I've been thinking about it. So yeah, we're going to do another Satisfactory stream. But Subnautica, that was what we were originally going to do. That was the Silver Age kind of broke temporarily, and we were kind of thinking about what we wanted to do. And we always had this plan of doing like a Subnautica multiplayer series. But I think just because of how difficult it was to, just with the configurations of internet and all that connecting to each other, and probably a very janky mod for the first game, I figured we might as well just wait for the second game to come out. And it was too bad that I had actually almost finished the game, because that would have been a good, almost, well, I wouldn't say blind playthrough, but it would have been like a good, like, fairly, like, not really used to actually playing the game. But I'm kind of making a bit of novelty out of the series on the channel in just doing the most absurd stuff I can. Like in my second episode, since I've now made it a series, it was originally a spotlight, and I was intending on doing multiple spotlights to kind of gauge what people would want on the channel. But I just ended up settling on that just because I think it's cool. And I could definitely see myself continuing to Below Zero and a multiplayer series for Subnautica 2. But yeah, that was kind of around this time, around October actually. I mean, it's kind of when I started my series, funnily enough. But that was when me and Devin were going to start our series for kind of the Halloween season. Like a spooky, Subnautica series. I feel like there's spookier games than Subnautica to play, but I think just Devin's a bit petrified by the underwaterness and all that. Fair. I don't know if it's thalassophobia, maybe more just pain, just the absolute sheer terror. But yeah, Subnautica is definitely on the docket. Like at least like a thing with Devin, I think would be cool. He even joined for the first episode, which was nice. So I got to chat with him for a bit. In that. But yeah, definitely. I think I'm enjoying that a lot. Wanting to return to something, I think is telling enough. We'll see if I keep wanting to return to it, but yeah. That is, remains to be seen, I guess. As with most things. What else? I've been trying some new things recently. Well, not new, I guess. I started a hardcore world because a new Minecraft update came out, and I haven't played much of it. Of course on Java, because I've been fairly busy. As I've made it fairly clear, I guess, in my last month and a half's worth of episodes. Almost 2 months. I guess it would be 2 months now that I've been probably rambling on about it, or prattling on. I'm sure it goes even well before that. But yeah, that hardcore save is a lot of fun, and I'm playing it on the brand new edition of Minecraft, the PlayStation 5 edition, because I have a PS5. I don't know if you guys know. I don't really talk about it that much since I don't really play it that much. I play it from time to time when I get bored and when I have, namely when I have friends over. That's why I got it, because I thought, having something that has a bit more insurance on it. My PS4 was getting pretty old, and I figured why not get an optimized rig, and it'll be there for a long time to come. And I don't have to worry about upgrading again, because I don't think I'm really a serious console gamer. I don't really talk about it that much because of that, Now, I've played some of the main, tagline games for PlayStation, but it's just not really my thing for the most part. Maybe at one point, if I get a lot of free time, maybe I'll go and explore some PS5 games a bit. But for the time being, I've just been playing this Minecraft world on the PlayStation, which has been a lot of fun. Yeah, Bundles of Bravery is the update, I guess, that came out. The drop, yes, since Mojang's kind of doing a bunch of drops, updates in the form of drops. And I've been really liking what they're doing with the Pale Garden and the creaking and all that. Oh, that's gonna be so cool to mess around with. It's gonna be such a cool, just a bunch of cool mechanics, and the resin, the newest edition, and the flower. Oh, they look so good. The block, I think, from my kind of builder's mind, I kind of think of it as like definitely not like a main tag block for like a build. It's a very like what do you call it? Very colorful block. If you want to build like a peanut brittle house, then I'm all for it. I don't think I'll use it as like a main block unless I happen to really be into like the orange palette. Or like maybe like a town setting, maybe like a certain building is like very orange, but I feel like you'd need to do like some level of texturing or something to kind of combat the craziness of it, unless that's just what you're going for, which, yeah, like I said, is anyone's game. Although I think I'll probably work it into something at some point. I think it's a cool block, the resin bricks. I think that's really cool. And the pale wood, oh, that'll go so good with like quartz and stuff. Just can't wait to build like with white wood. That's like the dream. It's like having like a white wood. I like that Mojang has been slowly and surely implementing different colors. We had like yellow with like the bamboo, and kind of the red with the kind of mangrove and the crimson. Crimson is more of like a magenta color, I guess, kind of a reddish magenta. And the warped is kind of more, like a teal color. We don't really have a blue wood. I feel like a blue wood would, or something like more like blue or purple or that kind of thing would go good in the end. Like a natural, like, I don't know, like just like some like crazier, more zany colors that would belong better. I know Devin suggested when I talked with him about update stuff about like a blue wood for the snow biome, which I think would be pretty cool, like a sub biome or whatever. Some kind of like frost ridden tree or whatever. Something like that, something mystical, because I think that's rather neat. And I do like the kind of woods that in the game that are a bit more of a suspension of disbelief type wood. There's a lot of like realism, like birch and oak and spruce and stuff. And you've got like the the warped and crimson and all that are like more out there. So that's why I think like the dimensional woods will probably be more out there than the overworld ones that they add. But there's a lot of possibility in the overworld, especially with them adding like unconventional biomes that they are doing now. A lot of possibility, and they've already started with that. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I can't wait to show it off in Minecraft, or my modern Minecraft series with Devin. That'll be a real treat. That's just kind of here and there. I'm just, floating along and seeing what manages to follow me. So we'll see what happens with all the rest. But what else have I been doing apart from looking forward to update stuff? There's a new life series that started, which I've been closely watching. What is it called? Wild Life, I think is what it is. About like wild cards and like random things happening each session, or like a random like kind of gimmick each session, which I think is kind of cool. A cool gimmick is to have something random happen. Because I know the last one, Secret Life, was like a challenge, like a random challenge you had to do. I like that. I like that whole idea of like just like putting spins on things each time, like that kind of like challenge of the week. I guess that's actually what it is. That like gimmick of the week thing. What's happening next week or what? That kind of thing. Yeah, that's very cool though. I love the life series. It's very, very cool. And I usually try to watch multiple point of views. There's a lot of like the hermits and that group and I guess some like more like the empires. I don't know what the actual like groups you'd call them, but it's like a lot of those people. A lot of familiar faces for me watching Hovercraft and stuff. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Like that, like I don't know what you'd call it. Just a big old hill. Very sheer indeed. You know, now I can't say like terms that I've used in like school. And now I'm like, oh no, that reminds me of it. Not that I don't like school. It's just that school is a lot. What else have I been doing? Like I said, yeah, like Minecraft. I'm always into Minecraft. I feel like I don't really have like a 2 week phase with Minecraft. Maybe multiplayer. Maybe there's like a good period. I usually find it pretty good though with most facets of Minecraft. If I can get what I want to get out of it, that is the only real contingent. Hence why Newcraft was kind of all over the place, both of them, and all the other servers I've done, even the newest one. But that's just lack of time for this one really. It'll just happen as it happens. But yeah, I've also been playing some Terraria. I started a new save, and I actually thought I was going to do some kind of series on it, but I don't really feel like doing a series on Terraria, so I'm just doing a Calamity mod playthrough. And that is just great. Just going great. I've only played it like once, and I actually created the Minecraft world last night. So I've only been playing both of them for about a day. I can only get about an hour or so each. But they're both very promising. I did make a hardcore world, I think when the update originally came out, but for some reason I logged in and I went on the world to, like yesterday, and like my all my achievements were reset and like my trophies and stuff, because I guess it's a different game. Like it treats it as a different game. So I'm like, ooh, challenge, getting all the trophies for it and platinuming Minecraft. That'd be cool, to say that I did that. But yeah, it's gonna be a bit of an endeavor to do it in hardcore of all things as well. But I will try. What was I don't even remember what I was saying. I kind of trailed off there, didn't I? Trying to talk about my hardcore world again. But yeah, I started both of them yesterday anyway, and the original world I had to change out because yeah, like I said, weird stuff came about after the update released. But yeah, hardcore on Bedrock is so cool. I would have loved that back when I was maining Bedrock. I think that would have been really cool. I mean, I did play Java a little bit, and I got dipped my toes in Java with Journey quite a while before I actually got into a server itself. I think it was about a half a year before I actually started playing Java properly. It's funny. This was like my first big exposure to Java survival Minecraft. It's funny for me to think. This world here. It's kind of weird because I feel like I've been playing Minecraft so long, it's kind of surprising that I haven't really explored Java that much, or survival. I played a lot of survival, I guess, in my day, but not a whole lot of progress. I don't have like a 7-year world or anything. I can't seem to stick to a world, If I look at the past, like half a decade, oh, the amount of worlds. And I mainly try to do like a multiplayer setting for worlds, which makes it even more difficult to stay committed because then you have other people who just don't want to play, and then you got to reset all the time to try and fix the mess. And yeah, it just kind of came down to the mess can't be fixed, at least with the group of people we had. So yeah, it was just a result of circumstance and whatnot. Oh yeah, I do need some wool. Do need some wool. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ain't that lovely? Well, there goes the first yawn of the night. I feel like when I do other stuff, I don't yawn. Maybe I'm just more conscious of like being tired, or like I don't know. Because I find like when I'm doing other stuff, I don't really yawn. I like Journey. Although Journey is just relaxing, I guess. It just puts me into a state where I'm just like yawning and just enjoying things. Just having a good old time. Grand old time, really. But I guess since, yeah, like 20 minutes, I could probably get my last topic going, and that could probably lead me to the end of the episode. Half hour is good for me. I'm already starting to yawn. I got like so much sleep last night too. Maybe a bit too much. Well, I don't know if I got too much because I took like a 90-minute nap yesterday after class, and then I had another like 8 hours of sleep. So I was like well rested today, but yeah, university can just friggin' knock you out by the end of the day, that's for sure. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, in addition to Subnautica, I definitely think Subnautica is a lot of fun to build my base like next to a Reaper. I think that's hilarious. I can't wait to do more stuff like that, but I should probably move on before I get sucked into some more conversation about Subnautica. I'm gonna keep on keeping on about it. It's so cool though. I love it. It's great. But last topic of the episode. Last topic is the cassettes. I wanted to talk about that. It's just an interest. I figured it'd be an interesting conversation because I'm sure a lot of people are like, "Really, you're into those?" You know, like that's kind of like a thing of times past, or like obsolete or whatever. But I don't know. I've always been into them, even as like someone who wasn't around for their heyday. I just remember being a kid and being really into like grandparents players, like they had like players and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. I was always fascinated by them and like how they, you could just insert them and there's just like magical tape that would play music for you basically. And like it's, of course, I was like surrounded by vastly more advanced technology than that. But there's something just really cool about like analog. I love analog. I mean, that's no surprise coming from me, who's like into like engineering and stuff. Like I really love like parts and the inner workings and all that. So yeah, it comes as no surprise that like mechanical analog stuff is like my favorite. But I've always been into that kind of stuff. Like just namely like I said, like the audio stuff. Like another thing that I haven't gotten into, maybe I'll get into it later in life, is kind of the record side of things. I do technically have like that kind of ability with the kind of deck that I have, because it's parents' old deck. Oh, ow! All of them are like old. Like none of them I've like bought myself. Yeah. Oh gosh, there's more company. Oh, time without shields, everybody. Oh my god. Yeah, there were many years without shields, I should say. I just was not around for them. Well, I was, but like I said, it just kind of was. I was more of like a creative player. If I played Survive, I would never have gotten very far. But yeah, anyway, moving on the deck stuff again. I was kind of like, oh, they're cool. I like it, but I never really got into it until like a friend gave me because I have a friend who's also kind of into that kind of stuff, and he gave me a tape that he made, and I was like, oh, cool. I actually do have it did have a player. I still have it. It's like a big fancy deck from the 80s, and a bunch of like my parents' old tapes that I've been using. And man, yeah, it's just so cool. There's something so cool about it, man. Even just listening to it, there's just like the quality is different. Like I guess it's worse in a way, but it's kind of almost like cooler, Maybe you guys don't understand, but I think it's there's something kind of novel. I think it's the novelty. That's what it is. It's very similar to, I guess, the old Minecraft stuff. There's a lot of novelty in it, just because it's like something from times past that like I guess I would say that, but I would say not a lot of people are into it anymore. But a lot of people are into like I guess records and all that, and also like, forms of media and Minecraft. Old Minecraft is a huge resurgence. There's like communities for every stage of Minecraft, basically, almost. But yeah, I had like a tape player, and I wanted to actually record my own, and I didn't really know how. I knew I had like the player. I probably could have found a way to actually record to it from right to the deck there. But I was like, God, I gotta get like some other cassette player, and like I said, all the ones I have I didn't buy myself. They're all just kind of lying around. Like the main one, probably the expensive. Well, I don't know how expensive it is, but it's a hunky unit. It's no small thing. It's pretty big. And it's connected to like the stereo system and everything. It got radio, and like I said, it does have capability for phono or phonographic records. I might get into that at some point. That's like a side hobby maybe I'd get into, but my main thing is the cassettes, like I said. And I ended up getting some cassettes and found and talked to managed to find a another player that I could actually plug into my computer, because the deck is I can't plug that in. It's huge, and it's I can't move it all the way to my computer. So I found like a smaller one. It's kind of like it's like a boombox kind of type thing. And it's got like the radio function as well. They all do, I guess. And I got some tapes, and I like I said, I've been recording. I re-recorded over it because I found some issues, and it's kind of interesting running into like these kinds of issues with like this stuff, because you always being around like the modern technology all my life pretty much, it's interesting having like nuance and stuff. That, I mean, it's really like a parallel to like the beta Minecraft. Like I didn't even intend for it to be like that, but it is true, because like old Minecraft kind of is like that too, where it's like restricted, but there's kind of like novelty to it. They're kind of one and the same, which is interesting to think about. But yeah, I've been recording. I did the first one. I did back in March, I think. I did the A side in March, and then I did the B side in June. And then I realized that they were at like different pitches. And I think I even re-recorded it. I've probably done it like half a dozen times now, like re-recorded over it. And I think I finally got one that I'm happy with. Because I was like, oh, it's not I don't even remember like the line of like what like trial and error I did, but I know like one of them was for sure like the cutoff at the beginning. For some reason there was like a 11 to 15-second cutoff whenever I recorded, so I was like and I know that there's like the leader tape or whatever, like the stuff that you can't record to before, but it was like I was already on like the main tape portion, so I was like, okay, I'll just go past that. And I still was like, oh, I still have so much more tape left. Like the tape, they're advertised as like 45 minutes tape, like 90-minute tape, and I'd say probably like about 100 minutes of content on it. I guess accounting for like the silence, I guess, in between the songs, like the brief silence and the, like I said, that like 15 seconds in the beginning of each side. But that's honestly negligible for like the entire length of the tape, at least for me. So yeah, I got that one finished. I'm working on another one, but it's been cool. My most recent discovery was figuring out what this thing in the drawer actually was, because I remember seeing something in the drawer, one of the drawers just like in like storage, and I was like, what is that? I just didn't know, because kid me just had no idea what it was, and I went back and I looked at it. I was like, wait, that's a Walkman. And yeah, it's a Walkman. It's a yellow one. It's a sport model. It's got like the buckle, and oh, it's great. And I've been using that just to like go outside, going outside and stuff. And oh, that's so cool. It's just something cool about like having like like I said, it's just like the audio, like it's different. Like it's got like, of course, like the hiss, and even like when you're listening to it, it's got like this kind of like this certain sound. It just makes me interested to see what vinyl records would be like getting into. That's always kind of come up in time and time again. But cassettes are cool. That's what I've been meaning to say though. So I got like 3 players. Well, they're all, of course, like they're not mine, but like, I've just been really getting fascinated by them. Just put them to good use, kind of thing. And I know the one I have next to my computer is a dual deck, where it's got like 2 things in it, so you could like record to another one, like kind of like copy it. Although the main one is also a double, with like the 2 cassette, the slots that you can put them in, and you can record to the other one. I will like never use the second one in this one, because I think there was like one time where I did just like I wanted to see if it worked, and it started eating the tape, so I was like, yep, not bothering. I am a little bit mechanically inclined, but I don't really know if I feel like going into that and screwing the main thing up. So maybe one day I'll go through it, or have someone more knowledgeable go through it. But I'm not really too bothered, unless like the main stuff kind of starts to go. Then I'm like, oh, there you go. But yeah, there's a lot of like strange nuance I've found, like I said, like the silence at the beginning of the tapes, and the other thing that I've noticed with like recording is I think cassette, decks do things at different speeds or whatever. It's slightly different, but it's enough to change the pitch of things. So like, I recorded, like I said, I finally got one, the cassette that I was happy with, and it was like it's a certain pitch that it recorded to, and on the Walkman and the main deck that it like does it at a different, like a higher pitch. And my friend's one that he gave me was at a different pitch, and now his is normal. So I don't know how the pitch thing works. Like if it's just due to like the climate, like just like conditions. I don't know exactly what dictates that, but I know that the one that I recorded actually I think got pitched down a little bit. It's not quite where it should be. Although I think my friend's one is still just a little bit off. Not very much. So like if you're listening to it, it sounds fine, but I think it's like slightly off. Although I didn't really notice that until I actually like, listened to the original songs. But yeah, it's cool though to have like vintage media. And I really like, in terms of like what I've been putting onto them, it's really just been like stuff from the time. The one I'm gonna be doing next is gonna be like kind of like a general, kind of like my taste from like the 80s. It's all of it's 80s or 70s. Like there's all the tapes are from the time. Like that's just where my favorite music is from, and so it coincides pretty well. Kind of playing into that a bit, unintentionally, but intentionally. Are we doing another day? Oh no, the sun's setting. I was like, it's getting a little bit long in the episode. But yeah, and I realized that like the other weird thing about them. Well, I noticed that the tape I recorded has like a pop-in, which I think is it doesn't happen on any of the other tapes. So I think it is something to do with like the like the fact that like the actual tape itself is magnetized, or like something like that with like static. So it's like popping every once in a while. It was just a lot of weird stuff with like dealing with physical media is strange. I guess like the closest I ever got to like proper physical medium was like, I guess years and years ago with like the VHS tapes. I guess I got a bit of exposure to them, and the DVDs, of course, which are now obsolete, I guess, with streaming. But there's something cool though about it. But yeah, I'm gonna end today's episode here though. So thank you everybody for tuning in to a Beam Talk, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Next Wednesday, maybe. Depends, I guess. But yeah, see ya.